All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another Circular Lunch Club. This session has about 120 people registered, so we're just going to take a minute or two just to wait for everybody to sign in. Thank you so much for making the time to being here with us today. We got an exciting guest presenter. And this time I've enabled everyone to be able to unmute and also to control their videos. So as you enter the meeting, please mute yourself so we don't get any background noise. This is a recorded session. Welcome, welcome everyone. We're waiting a minute just for everyone to sign in, and we can start this exciting session. Yeah. All right, so we are 3 minutes in. I'm not going to keep anyone waiting anymore. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining this session. Circular Lunch Club, from ocean plastic to circular supply chains. And like I said, this one is a different session. So I've actually unmuted everyone. You also can put on your cameras when you want to, but please mute yourself as this is a recorded session. We don't want that background noise. But thank you so much for being here with us today. And let's get this session started. And I'm your host, Mark Lamani. I'm joined by Katarina Gearing, always there to support at the back. And then we have an amazing guest today. It's Thomas Hansen, who is the chairman of Ocean Plastic Technologies. He will be taking us through how ocean plastic technologies deliver micro recycling solutions to enable communities to recycle plastic waste to a higher value source. And that's like the premise of circular economy. We're always wondering also what happens to products that are recycled. And through this session, we will learn a little bit more about how ocean plastic technologies is doing that. And for those who are here for the first time, thank you so much for joining this session. This is our Circular Lunch Club, and these came from post-COVID, where there were so many webinars and people had webinar fatigue. So we wanted to create a short, informative session where we can share the great work done by our partners and also collaborate and get to know each other on the chats. And like I said today, I gave everyone an opportunity to unmute because I want to see your faces through the cameras. And please, at this point, please mute yourself because the background sound will mess up our recording. But when it comes to Q&A sessions, please, we want to hear your voices. You can ask your questions, unmute and ask your questions. But if you're shy, you can always send your question in the chat. We will read it from there. But let's get the session going. And for us, we are Circular South Africa. We are a national trusted platform that is designed to amplify the just circular economy transition in South Africa. Also to connect organizations, initiatives, and practitioners working to advance the circular economy in South Africa. Guided by the pillars, knowledge sharing and capacitation, facilitating partnerships and collaboration, and scaling the circular economy in South Africa. And you ask yourself, why is a circular economy important? Because South Africa is an extractive-based economy that has led to resource depletion, social inequalities, and environmental degradation. So the circular economy offers us a regenerative alternative where we can have economic health, environmental health, and human health too, guided by the four fundamental principles of designing out waste and pollution, keeping materials at their highest value, regenerating natural systems, and one that we believe is very important at Circular South Africa is benefit all members of society. So the circular economy provides the circular economy provides a cross-sectoral systems approach, which then opens up to interconnectivity across all sectors. And obviously this speaks of the need for collaboration for circular economy to actually function in South Africa. And also the sharing of knowledge within all the sectors. And speaking of sharing of knowledge, Circular South Africa has created an online short course and it is now live, everybody. This is a Circular Fundamentals course that is hosted on our website. So if you're a member of Circular South Africa, the greatest part is that you get a 500 Rand discount on this course. So I would suggest you get it while it's hot. And in fact, I'm one of the course instructors. So you can see that cool guy there in the middle. So guys, make sure that you get this course because it's look, I've been through it a couple of times. It's very fruitful, packed with information, and I also know that the discount is not always available. So get it while it's hot. And just before I hand over to Thomas, just a little bit about ocean plastics. You know, around 10 million metric tons of plastic waste enters the ocean every year, and the plastic amounts to about 80% of all marine pollution. So imagine how the animals are like it must be tough for the marine life with having so much plastic in there. And then plastic enters the ocean from the plastic that enters the ocean from rivers alone reaches up to 1.4 million tons. And this was in 2020. So without any circular intervention or policy action, it might even reach up to 3.6 million tons by the year 2060, and that was the projection that was made. But applying circular solutions and innovations such as improved recycling, product redesign, and also waste management, this could cut plastic entering the ocean by 80% over the next 20 years. So this, at the same time, also creating opportunities like jobs and also reducing emissions. So, with that said, it says that we need to take the necessary efforts to decrease plastic waste. And today we are happy to have Ocean Plastic Technologies to tell us how they are making a difference in this space. So, over to you, Thomas.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you for allowing us to join and present here today. The name Ocean Plastic Technologies might be a bit deceiving. We do a lot more than that, but I will share that in the presentation when you put that up in a second. But before I run to our presentation, Mark and I decided that it might be good just to show our company video. It gives you a good insight to what we do, and then I will talk to that once we have run that too. So you can go through that one.
Is it visible, Thomas?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, now there's no sound.
Really?
The sound was there before.
Okay. Murphy's Law.
Which law it is?
It's okay.
You want to try one more time or we drop it?
Yes.
There we go.
Waste is a global crisis affecting our communities, livestock, and oceans. Worldwide, the biggest obstacle for recycling is logistics. The high cost of transporting plastic waste to recycling facilities is the main reason that many recycling efforts fail. At Ocean Plastic Technologies, we believe that big changes start with small actions. That's why we're revolutionizing recycling with our micro-recycling solutions. Micro-recycling at source, in communities, is the key to tackling pollution. That's why we've developed a range of localized micro-recycling solutions. Our plastic recycling unit is designed to be compact, efficient, and capable of cutting and shredding different types of plastic. This makes it easier to transport and is ready to re-enter the existing supply chain, where it becomes part of a circular economy, so that plastic never becomes waste. Our micro-recycling units are versatile and can be deployed anywhere, from local neighborhoods to remote rural villages. Each unit is designed to match the amount of plastic in the area. By monetizing this waste, we are enabling individuals and communities to turn their waste plastic into a valuable resource, right where it's produced. We're not stopping with plastic. Our innovative equipment is proving that e-cigarette recycling can also be effective and efficient. And our dedicated R&D team is pioneering ways to recycle other challenging waste streams and difficult to recycle products. By deploying our localized micro-recycling solutions, we can create a circular economy for waste and contribute to a future that is cleaner and healthier for everyone. Join us in revolutionizing recycling. Learn more about our micro-recycling solutions and how you can contribute to the circular economy. Visit opt.earth today.
Thank you for that, Mark. Appreciate that. That gives a good little insight to who we are and what we do. Again, I've joined Ocean Plastic Technologies approximately 2 years back. Ocean Plastic Technologies operates out of Durban. It was funded by Oliver Nuts back in 2016. So we've been about 10 years in operation now and have managed to do several projects around the globe. And it's very, very exciting, the world that we operate in. Yeah?
No, carry on. Sorry, man. It's just background sounds. Over to you.
Are we good? Are we good? Everything good, Mark?
Yeah, all is well.
Okay. All right. So as you can also see from the video, Ocean Plastic Technologies deliver micro-recycling solutions. And as Mark stated, we are trying to enable communities to recycle plastic waste to a higher value at source, which enables it to re-enter the existing supply chain as part of a circular economy. So we're offering containerized micro-recycling pods co-located in the communities, townships, at buyback centers where waste collectors locally collect, sort, separate, shred, and pelletize plastic waste into usable feedstock. And in addition to this, and I'll talk more into it, we provide what we refer to as a RaaS solution. It's recycling as a service, where we have a hub and spoke model, and that focuses on solving a corporate recycling challenge and turning it into a potential profit center with a guaranteed offtake of the recycling material. So that was the mission statement, Mark. We can jump to the next page. Yeah. So the problems we try to solve as a business is lack of processing capacity. So recycling facilities are concentrated in urban areas, normally in South Africa, and approximately 40% of our population here lives in areas where there's no organized trash collection today. So we focus mainly and particularly on those areas for our micropods. Cost of transport is expensive. I think we're all facing it at the moment directly with what's happening around the globe. And so by minimizing waste, transporting it becomes a lot cheaper and solves many problems in that regard. We're also working with limited separation at source. Waste is often mixed. And so if we're able to sort and separate at source, we can get more out of the product. It's a fragmented informal sector that we're operated in. Collectors plays a huge role in recovering plastics, but the sector itself lacks formal integration. So we support that in this way. Policy enforcement gaps. Corporate manufacturers cannot source enough certified recycling material to meet sustainability and EPR goals in South Africa. So our focus is on that as well. We can move on to the next slide. Yeah, so one up, yeah. So this is just some of the projects we've been working on for the last 10 years. What really catapulted Ocean Plastic was back in 2019, actually, not 20, when Oliver won the Dragon's Den with the Durban Chemical Cluster that gave us a cash injection, which enabled us to develop the equipment that we're using today. All the equipment that we use today and share with our customers, we develop in-house and produce in-house as well. So everything is done from our factory in Durban. So this talks to some of the projects that we have done over the years. We've done many more than these. So we did, of course, our community-based recycling model we started trying out in 2021, and we have pods sitting in various places in KwaZulu-Natal today. From next week, we will also be operating 2 pods out of Johannesburg, and we have RAS solutions in different parts of the country as well. We pioneered and played around with used plastics, and a lot of it came from Cape Town, from the oceans here, and turned it into different materials. And one of the things that Oliver did in the past was creating the dance floor for Burning Man in America. So there's a small picture of that there. We then started collaborations with various companies in South Africa on recycling their challenges, and one of them being a big tobacco company here, where we are recycling e-cigarettes and vapes, and we're doing it in multiple places in South Africa. So we have 3 provinces in which we're doing this, and it's all done with the local community. We worked with waste to plastic and on a project in St. Thomas, which is the US Virgin Islands, where we also delivered containers and material for recycling there. So we're spread on that side of the world as well. And as you see in 2025, we initiated with Estelle and her team in Cape Town a recycling container for recycling fish nets, which is sitting on the Collier jetty here, and recycle the old fish nets that comes from INJ and other partners in the fishing industry in collaboration with MSC and Sadista in South Africa. And the latest thing that we have gotten off ground is a project we are working on with Union Papers in Swaziland, where we're basically taking all the wrappers and paper, plastic that comes off cardboard boxes before they recycle them, and we're recycling that material, which will then be turned in and be used for something else. So those are some of the projects that we have been working on over the years. Okay, we'll move to the next one now. Yeah, and then customers and partners over the years include what you see on the on this slide. So we are working also with a lot of the local PPOs, trying to provide our solutions to make sure that it fits within their scope of work as well. And again, our focus is on micro recycling. We don't do the big stuff. We do the smaller stuff. We touch areas where people normally don't set foot. So that's really our aim to how we do our things. We can move to the next one. Yeah. So our solution is a compact modular model that is built for scalability, and it's a turnkey solution at the same time. And what we do is we wash and we dry the plastic waste on site. So basically, we turn the waste pickers in South Africa will bring the bottles to our pot. They will remove the lid and they will remove the top and the label, and we will then pay them per kilo. For the operator will pay them per kilo for the bottles that have been cleared. The bottles will then be recycled in the machine and washed and comes out as a density flake product, which we then buy back from the operator itself. So that's the circular economy within the operator. And that material we buy back, we then have uptake agreements where we sell that material back into industry that use it for different kind of products. So that's the circularity in what we do here. So we can move on to the next one, Mark. Yeah. So we have some unique tools that we're working with. We have a track and a trace app, which has undergone a lot of work. We have people on this call that have had challenges with it, but we are launching a whole new track and trace app next week. So we will have solved the minor challenges that we've had in the past. So that's very, very exciting for us. The other exciting developments that we're working on at the moment is taking our equipment online, so we can see if and when the machines are being operated and how they work. So we can actually monitor that from a central location. And also we are working with IoT 4 and 5 and AI that's going to focus on how the processing goes at the plant itself, and we can then remote control, help the people that are operating the plant by reversing the equipment, etc., etc. So these online interventions is something that we hope to bring as part of our services later this year. Okay. Right. Okay, so our micro recycling pods. It's proprietary engineering and processes to recycle various grades of post-consumer waste. So the solutions are suitable for flexible and semi-rigid plastics. So the standard machine that we use, that you see on the picture here, takes 1, 2, and 5 on the plastic scale. So that is HDPE, LDPE, and PET. And the machine stretches, washes, dries, and densifies the material. We can add a granulator to the process as well to potentially increase the value of the product once it's done. The model itself is suited for peri-urban and rural communities and running in recycle programs there. There's 3 different capacities that we do. We do a 25 kilo, a 50 kilo, and a 100 kilo per hour machine. And a lot of people say, well, 25 kilos is not enough, or not a lot, but 25 kilos is equivalent to 2 big sugar bags, 1-ton sugar bags. So that's the amount that the smallest unit actually does. So having a micropod out there actually requires that there's a lot of material that's being brought to the prod for processing for it to run optimally. So 2 big sugar bags, it will chew per hour for the smallest machine that we do. It's a very non-invasive recycling process. It's a very easy to operate machine. It basically has an on and off button, and it has a reverse button. So it's very, very straightforward. We deliver these machines in refurbished shipping containers in most cases. It makes it easier to transport. It's also delivered as a turnkey project in a box. And if a project changes or has to be moved, it's very, very easy to lift up the container and relocate the same. When we install these containers, we do on-site training and videos, and we do a lot of support with the local people that are operating it. We have a support system where they go online on a WhatsApp group if they have any technical things or any questions that they need to ask. So we're full-time online with everybody that operates our pods out there today. The material that is made from the pod, as I said earlier, is sold back into the circular economy. And by having the shredded material, it saves a lot of costs on logistics. And we have been able over the years to make the machinery in such a way on the smallest pod that we can run it on a one-phase power. That means you can basically plug this machine in your garage. And if you are working it from home, and it will work on a normal household power setting as long as you have amps enough. So it's very energy efficient and can work in most places. And based on that, naturally also there's an option for having this equipment running on solar power. And so we have a solar power solution as well, where we can fit solar panels to the roof, and it can operate on solar power as well. So that's our micro recycling pods. Okay, then we have our community recycling hub and spoke. So now this is taking the single pod into a bigger setting where you can collect from various places. So it's suitable and flexible and semi-rigid packaging where micro recycling pods shred and wash collected post-consumer plastic. The hub and spoke recycling network consists of multiple shred and cold wash recycling pods, spokes that processes post-consumer plastic into densified fake. The part processed material sold to a central hub for additional processing into agglomerated pellets or granulated flakes to higher the value of the product itself. And the processed material is then again sold back into the supply chain. So what the model enables is very efficient logistics by minimizing waste and transportation costs, job creation and skills development within the communities, and a support for the circular economy principles by closing the loop on the plastic waste locally. So very often in areas, what we're doing now is we've created this hub and spoke model where you have Umgeni could be an example where we have one setting in Howick, we have one setting in another place, and they all feed into one system where the material will be taken to a different level and be able to be sold at a higher value. So that's our hub and recycling. Yeah. So how does the model work? So we have our collectors, the waste pickers or go-go's. People have different names that work very hard and are very active. I've been out in the field and seen a lot of programs, and these people are really working hard to make their daily living. So they're paid per kilo that they bring in. And the MRP operator, the person that operates our equipment, is then also paid for the material that she produces or he produces, and then that is then turned into a circular product and SME development. So that's the full circle of what we do here with the setup that we have. Yeah, we offer a lot of training and support. It's very important for this equipment to run. And maybe just illustrating on the photo here, that's Mana sitting there. So 2 of those bags in the back is what the smallest machine will chew in 1 hour. and basically it will turn it into the little bag that is in front of her. So that's just to give an illustration of what 25 kilos of plastic bottles they look like when they come in from the field. So our service level agreements that we have with our partners are tailored to support all the technical and operational aspects relating to the equipment. We do training videos and manuals. So very often in the larger projects that we do, we will make and create specific videos that will be used, and there'll be an online library where the operators can go in and see if there's something they didn't understand or they needed a reminder, or maybe one day another person will run the equipment so that it's safe and secure for everybody to operate. Yeah, and then the support is ongoing and technical and operational support that ensures a continuous reliable performance of the MRP and RAS solutions. So again, with remote assistance, we're basically on call 24/7 for anybody that has any challenge in operating the equipment. And we have a service team that goes out and helps supporting as well as and when needed be, depending on the agreement that is being made with the operator. Yeah. Then a little focus on recycling as a service. This is a very exciting thing for us. Where we have designed and implement sustainable recycling solutions for corporates that have different waste streams that they're not able to handle today. It supports companies recycle their complex multi-material waste streams while leveraging on our community-based recycling model. So it's basically the same system, but it's just developed to do more and also more kilos per hour. So it caters for different types of mixed plastic packaging to be recycled into a granulated pellet, or the disassembly or recycling of e-cigarettes and vape pods. We're working on projects at the moment with other companies in South Africa that will recycle rubber from mining belts, etc., etc. So we're involved with quite a lot of different projects at the moment that are currently being designed and hopefully will be up and running in a short time, where we will be able to provide various solutions to which today there's no solution for. And one of the big challenges that we're seeing in South Africa, if you go to the recycling stations, and I just, as I look out my window here, I have Coastal Park in Cape Town just next to me, and the biggest challenge they have there, how do we get rid of our multi-layer, because most of that goes back into landfill. And we've been able to develop and run a multi-layer system successfully in Swaziland with the Union Packaging, and that we hope to be able to copy to other places as well, taking care of that specific waste stream. Yeah, so very often these RAS solutions are operated within existing factories, and very often the communities are involved in operating these as well. So wherever we go out and put our equipment in, we always try to encourage the local partner that they use the communities to work in a separate setup within their own system, and it has worked for us with various partners so far. So one of the things that is interesting about this is that companies can benefit through the SED and BB programs while supporting EPR compliance and ESG goals at the same time. So it ticks a lot of boxes for a lot of people. So what we do here is we uptake and buy back all the processed materials that is being made out there for us, and that ensures that the plastic and other recycled materials re-enter the circular economy instead of ending up in landfills or our oceans. Apologize if there's some noise in the background. There's the Navy is doing an exercise here today with helicopters, so sorry about that. Qualified recycled stock feed is supplied to companies looking for sustainable raw materials. So we have different partners in South Africa that uptake these material for us and turns it into other different products. And it also helps brands meet the environmental commitment and reduce reliance on virgin plastics in line with South Africa's recycling targets. And one of the great things about operating in South Africa is that the recycling targets set by this government are very precise and very specific. And I think we can all agree here that DFFE is doing a great job trying to implement processes and things that has to be put in place, making South Africa a better place moving forward and a much cleaner place as well. So there's a lot of positive things happening.
Move to the next.
All right. So circular products, what is it all about? What can be made and what can be done? So some of the things we've been involved in from our side is to support local SMEs and provide them with this equipment. And we've been making hangers in the past. We've been doing compression molded parts and sheeting products We have done linear exclusions. We've done injection molded parts, container blocks, retainers, and pavers. So these are some of the projects that we've been involved in the past. We've done a lot of sheetings as well that can be used for decorative purposes and others. So a lot of the materials that you see that comes back can be used for a wealth of different things. And of course, there's limitations to how much you can do. We are not always directly involved in that ourselves. We find uptake partners that will make these products and operate them. So basically, from our side, that's what Ocean Plastic does. We are about 20 people in Durban. We are growing, and we are very excited to be in this environment. We believe that we support the local communities. We believe we are able to monetize the local communities, and this is something South Africa needs to move forward. And so for us, it's a very exciting environment to operate in. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Thomas, for sharing that. And I know that we've went a little bit over time. So anyone that has a question, please ask your question to Thomas. I haven't actually been checking the chat. I hope you guys have been engaging. There's a question already. Please unmute and ask your question. Oh, that's so beautiful. It's good to see all the hands.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. So
Yes.
I cannot put my camera because of network. But tell me, with this, because I'm now talking from a position of a buyback center, and then the off-takers that prefer build materials. So I need to know the financial model, the difference in pricing. Because I've never heard of any PET mega recycler that buys flakes, because it seems like you guys are doing an almost grinded material. So I will need to know if there's the ones we work with where we give them baled material do not accept granulated or any other pre-treated material outside baling. So I will need to know how then, after we implement this in our facility, who's going to take it? Are there companies that say they want to buy this? And if you know them, we will want to know pricing models before we actually commit, because we want to be able to sell what we have.
Yeah, of course. So we will do the uptake for you, so you don't have to find a company to do it for you. So we will do that as part of our service. We will make an uptake agreement with you based on market price. And then what we do as a company is we collect from a lot of buyback centers and a lot of our pots. We collect a lot of material, and then we sell it in bulk. So we have uptake agreements with different companies in South Africa that takes the material directly from us. If that answers the question. Yeah, and the pricing depends on what material it is. It depends on the quality of the material. It depends on contamination. It depends whether it's LDPE, HDPE, multi-layer, or PET. So the price discussion will very much depend on exactly what it is that you're producing and looking to sell. And you're correct. A lot of the people that buy material back will buy it in bales, but that's for different industries that does different things.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, it's fine. We'll contact you, and then we can look at the pricing structures then.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And the next question goes to Liesel. Hi, Liesel. And thank you for buying our course, Liesel.
Yes, we're looking forward to it.
Yes.
Thomas, thank you so much for the presentation. I'm excited when I meet people like you. I was just wondering, we in the hospital environment, I'm from Mediclinic, so we have uncontaminated drip bags, saline. It just contains saline and things like that. The one is PVC, and the other one is multi-layered plastic. And then we also have in the theater, we have the packaging is most of it is multi-layered. So we do have a solution in the Western Cape, but we are still looking for other solutions. Will you be able to handle that type of waste?
Yeah, so we have worked a bit on medical waste before. We worked with the hospital in Houston in America. So we have options that can do that, but I need to see a waste stream for me to be able to give you a solution to that. So if we can meet up and have a look at your actual waste stream, and then we can look at how we can solve that problem. So we have a solution for nappies. We have different solutions that we have developed already. So I'm sure that we can find some solution to this as well. The challenge will be if there's needles and other things. That's a whole different ball.
No, definitely not.
Waste, if it's blood contaminated, there are solutions for that we can look at. But I need to see the actual waste.
I'll send you an email, then we can connect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Liesel. Is there anyone else with a question?
Just me again.
Yes.
I just heard you answering Liesel about the solution for nappies. I'm keen to know what kind of solution is that, because currently we've got one of the biggest crises in South Africa that we actually are not yet able to solve in circular economy or waste management is nappies. So yeah, I think if you can give me your email address or number, and then unless if you just want to quickly summarize that, because I'm really interested in the nappies.
Yeah, so there is a solution to do that, but that's a more longer story, and it has a presentation that goes with it. So I think it's easier if we do that on a separate note.
So, and I also,
or if Mark will share your details with me, then I will reach out and then we can have a chat about that.
Yes, okay. I will definitely. I will also send out an email to everyone that attended, and I will share the presentation from Thomas, and hopefully his details are on there for you guys. But I'll connect you specifically with Thomas after this. And I see there's a question from Katerina.
Yeah, maybe just to come in, Thomas, maybe you can actually write the nappy answer also to us so that we can share it with the other participants. There have been some studies done on nappies, also on reusability of nappies, right? Because there's not just the answer of recycling, but maybe also going towards reusable models, which are out there, but obviously quite tricky depending on the context as well. But I was just wondering with the vapes and the e-cigarettes, because I mean, that is quite chaotic because you have the single use, which is even worse than I guess the refillable ones. Do you have drop-off sites? Because most customers are not aware how badly these things are actually for the environment. So I was wondering if you have been speaking with retailers that have actually drop-off stations, because I think a lot of people just basically drop them in the general waste bin.
Yeah, no, we have that's not how our operation works in this field. What we have is a partnership with a local supplier, tobacco supplier, and basically everything they get back, they send to us for recycling. So we have a process for both e-cigarettes and vapes. We recycle in Cape Town, we recycle in Heidelberg, and we recycle in Durban as well. So we have different units sitting in different places doing that. And what happens is that we take the product back and we basically split it apart. So it's done by communities that work in collaboration with us, and they get paid per kilo. We then sell the polyprop to industry that makes hangers and other things for it. I think I want to mention one of the interesting things, because there's circular economy and then there's also cradle to cradle economy. And we are doing a very exciting cradle project at the moment that was just approved. So all the batteries from non-used e-cigarettes will now be used for street lighting in lamp poles that we have decided that has a solar light, solar panels and a light, and then it has 400 batteries that will sit in a box from old e-cigarettes that will be used for lighting in the communities. So the project has been signed up. So we're just finalizing the last development stages of this at the moment. So it's very, very exciting for us to see a reuse of batteries. At the end of the day, we got more than 2 million batteries lying in our warehouse from old e-cigarettes and vapes that we can use for this purpose. So it's a very exciting thing for us to enter into. We also just started recycling the Voos package. That where you have your path tobacco inside, so we're doing that as well, and we have come up with a way where we're able actually to sterilize and clean the nicotine, so you can pour it straight out. So we have a weak process that takes care of that. So it's very interesting having worked on this project.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think, I mean, underlying to the circular economy is cradle to cradle. So sorry, I'm going to just like twist the paradigm again, because people always think it's just recycling, which it is not. So I think it would be interesting with the cigarette manufacturers as well around like the product design itself, around dismantling to speak. But I think there might also be big opportunities around festivals where a lot of these vapes are actually being sold, and they're like thousands lying on the ground once you leave the festival grounds. But that's maybe a conversation for another day. But thank you so much for all the insights.
Yeah, but just maybe short on that, Spar stores, Astron garages have drop-off facilities.
Yeah.
And all the Voos kiosks also have drop-off facilities.
Great.
That's
Thank
great.
you.
Well done on the great work that you're doing, Thomas, and thank you. And please share that information with me because I'll add it into the email that we send out to everyone. And thank you so much, everyone, for staying 5 minutes over the time. And thank you for being part of this insightful session with us. And a big thank you to Oceans Plastic Technologies for being our partner at CSA. And Katarina?
Yep.
Oh,
All
okay.
good.
I thought you wanted to just
Happy.
give some final words there. But yeah, thank you so much, Thomas. And thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon further.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity.
Awesome. All right.